Hello, everyone. It's your girl, Felicia, and I am coming to you today with some new perspective. I want to talk about what's for you is for you, and that we shouldn't block the blessings of other people. But before we get into perspective, I want to go into scripture first. I want to take you to Matthew 20:10-14. Let me see. And it reads, "Now when those hired first came, they thought they would receive more, but each of them also received a denarius. And on receiving it, they grumbled at the master of the house, saying, 'These last worked only 1 hour, and you have made them equal to us who have borne the burden of the day and the scorching heat.' But he replied to one of them, 'Friend, I am doing no wrong. Did you not agree with me for a denarius? Take what belongs to you and go. I choose to give this last worker as I give to you. Am I not allowed to do what I choose with what belongs to me, or do you begrudge my generosity?'" Let's think about that. A lot of times we get caught up in what someone else has, rather being thankful and grateful for what we have. Instead of us being upset about someone else's blessings, we should be happy that they received the blessings. We can't worry about what someone else got. We can't worry about what someone else has done, because when God is ready to give you a blessing, are you going to say, "This is my blessing," and that person shouldn't worry about it? Or are you going to receive the blessing with gratitude in your heart? We can't block somebody else's blessings. What's for us is for us. If we think about this, scripture reminds me of a time. I remember we were at work one day and the weather was really bad. We had a storm and the streets were flooded, and so we got sent home that day. So there's 2 shifts on my job, and the first shift went home, and to make sure that everybody was safe on the second shift, they sent out a message for work to be canceled for that second shift. So that day, the second shift didn't come to work, and when we got to that point where it was time for us to get paid, the first shift got paid for the 8 hours that was worked, and the second shift got paid. But I can remember, like it was yesterday, someone asking me, why are they paying the second shift? They didn't work. But here's the thing. When God gives you a blessing, or give anyone a blessing, we can't worry about that. As long as you got paid for the hours that you work, if the second shift of that day that couldn't come to work, it's not that they just didn't show up for work. They couldn't make it there safely. So they were asked to stay home. Isn't that a blessing to the second shift? Why should we worry about what they got? As long as we got the hours and paid for what we worked. We shouldn't block anyone's blessings. It was a blessing for the second shift to get paid for the hours that was not worked. It was a blessing that through the storm and through the rain, they were able to stay home and be safe with their families as the storm came through our town. Why are we worried about if the other people are paid or not? We only need to worry about our part. When God gives us blessings, He's not asking nobody how they feel about the blessing. He can give us blessings whenever He sees fit to give us a blessing. So why block it? When it's our turn to receive a blessing, whether it's at work, whether it's outside of work, whether we go down the street and, are able to buy a car that maybe we could never before, it's a blessing. And God gives them when He see fit, not when we see fit. Why worry about your neighbor? We need to worry about ourselves. When you're receiving a blessing and you're parading and you're happy and you're excited, don't you want somebody to be excited for you? Or do you just want them to be sour and mad because you got something that they didn't have? Look at here. We got to be better. We got to do better. We got to be happy when people receive blessings. We don't know when a blessing is going to pop up. We don't know on our day to day. It could be years for someone receive a blessing, especially one that they've been praying for. We don't know when they're going to come, but we cannot be mad because someone received a blessing. We're supposed to be excited, just like they're excited that they were able to receive something, even if you don't think it's fair. Be happy for your friend. Be happy for your coworker. Be happy for your family member. Don't sit there and be sour because you didn't receive the same kind of blessing. Blessings don't always come the same. You may have had to work that day. You may have gotten paid for the hours you worked, but maybe your blessing came in a different way. Maybe God saw fit to bless you differently than He blessed the person next to you or your family or your friends. We have to genuinely be happy that people are receiving blessings so that when it's our turn to receive, they can be just as happy for us. What do you think about that? Look at here. I don't have time to be worried about what someone else has. I am happy for them. And whenever God sees fit to throw a blessing in my lap, I'm going to jump and I'm going to scream. Because maybe my need might be different from what that person's need is. And maybe if I worry about somebody else's blessing, maybe I would never receive one. Right? We got to be happy for people. We can't be walking around here hating on someone because they received a blessing. What's for you is for you. What's for them is for them. Be happy, be thankful, be grateful that someone is receiving a blessing. Somebody on that shift may have needed that blessing. Somebody on that shift may have had a child at home and wasn't going to be able to weather the storm. And maybe their blessing was that they were able to be home with their child to weather the storm. And an even greater blessing is that even though they didn't work that day, they were able to be paid. Isn't that a blessing? Why should we be mad at that? Because if it was in reverse, tell me, wouldn't you be happy that you got paid for a day that you wasn't at work? Think about that. Until next time, I'll see you later.